What's up, you people? 500 Bushwhacker time. So the 500 Bushwhacker, a big monster of a gun, a BFR for Magnum Research that has been T2 Armory converted over to a braked monster called the 500 Bushwhacker. Pound for pound, by the numbers, it is currently the most powerful revolver cartridge in the world. This particular gun is a 7.5 inch, like I said, with a monster brake on it that gives it a couple more inches. But as far as usable barrel, 7.5. It has a 5-shot cylinder, big long cylinder, and that's why it's able to take the 500 Bushwhacker cartridge, because it's much longer than the 500 Magnum cylinder that you would think would be on this gun. But Magnum Research chambers these things in 4570 and all kinds of stuff, so they do have that big long chamber, and T2 Armory was able to go ahead and take advantage of that. And might I say, pretty awesomely. It's an extremely impressive cartridge. I would check out our playlist. We have a whole bunch of videos on it. But today we're going to be shooting two different cartridges that we've selected out of the 500 Bushwhacker pantry. The first one's going to be a 310 grain Bengal bullet that's a hard cast lead. Second one's going to be a CEB solid copper bullet that's a 400 grainer. We're going to be shooting these lead plates, and these things are solid. This is more than probably a couple inches of lead right there. Solid lead plate. You can see the back. It's just not painted. But this is a Fledermaus started type of test. Go ahead and check out that channel. They do awesome shotgun testing, and they hit lead plates all the time. We've hit them with all kinds of cartridges, so we have a pretty good idea of what does what to them. I'm really interested to see what will happen when we hit it lead on lead and we hit it copper on copper. Wait a minute, that's copper on lead. You get what I'm saying. There should be a pretty big difference between these two. But no matter what, I'm expecting them to do a pretty extreme job on this lead plate. So that's about all there is to this test. It's not very complicated. We are going to be getting back to a safe distance. Camera guy's actually got armor on so that nothing bad happens to him. I'm going to take my best shot that I can from probably around 30 feet. I'm going to take a real quick, just a zeroing shot to make sure I'm actually zeroed off camera, but we're going to go ahead and smack the plate. With all that said, don't try this at home. Funny things can happen when you have a big mass of metal like lead and you hit it with a fast-moving mass of metal like lead or copper. All right, camera guy is going to try to give you an over-the-shoulder view. This is the 310 grain lead, I believe, and I have to do a holdover, so hopefully I get it. Whoo-wee! I'd say I got it. Looks like a pretty good hit. It's face down right now, but I can tell we hit in the center. You can see how it kind of cracked the back of that lead. That's what'll eventually will happen, is it'll try to push its way out, but looks like it didn't quite make it out. Let's see what the front looks like, and that is really cool. So you have the bullet that fell out. It's right here. So, wow, that looks really pretty, actually. So you can see that Bengal bullets did put a very nice gas seal on that, or gas check. That gas check stayed with it the whole way. That's like a piece of art. It's actually pretty darn thin. You can see it's all flaking off, but the crater that it left is amazing looking. That is very comparable to a shotgun slug for sure. Some shotgun slugs don't even do that. That is actually wider than a lot of shotgun slugs. That is pretty darn cool. And I don't know what mixture of lead that is, so it does fragment a little bit. It's not pure soft lead. There's other stuff mixed in there, some contaminants, but wow, that's a pretty good hit. I wonder what this solid copper will do. That will be totally different. We're going to set up a totally different piece so that we have two to put side by side, and hopefully that one doesn't bounce back out, but let's see what happens. All right, CEB solid copper. Hopefully we have a comparable point of aim, point of impact with this one. You ready, camera guy?
Yep.
Woo. I might have missed that one. We might have had a little bit different point of aim. All right, so you can see where we did scrape the top. I don't have any more of those left, but let's go ahead and try the 230 grain Extreme Defender from Lehigh. All right, so this will have a little different effect than the CEB solid, but still should be pretty cool. It's still a solid copper for sure. That was really weird. That was a big boom, but not a lot of recoil at all. I'm sure you probably saw that. I'm pretty sure we knocked the plate. Let's go take a look. All right, now we hit low. I swear I'll get it right this time. All right, at least you guys are getting good Bushwhacker shooting footage, if anything else. Since it's my first day on the job here, Ouch. Wow. That felt different, but we hit it right in the center. And I would say that all of our troubles paid off at the end. We got a good shot there finally. And camera guy's going to show you, we completely blew through the back of this thing. And what's interesting, though, it did deform that bullet a lot, but the bullet is laying right back here behind it. So it didn't have enough energy to do much to this wood after it blew through this piece of lead here. I mean, look at that. It kind of opened up a hatch right here. And that's, trust me, not easy to move at all. Completely blew open a hatch. Get it twisted around for you. Yeah, that's no joke. That's like the grenade launcher that went through the Terminator right there. That's pretty cool. Now, what is interesting is I just had to pull out this chunk of lead and that little chunk of lead out of the wood. So those were buried in there. That is something that came off the back of that plate. So you can see the four corners and then the center, and that thing is still hot. That thing is still very hot, actually. So that thing just blew its way straight through there. That's very, very, very impressive. To have that kind of a frontal density to it, or whatever you want to call that, big, huge diameter, big flat face, and still be able to just push through that. That's the power of the 500 Bushwhacker. Holy crap. Still super hot. Not like cry around like some people do and dance around. I can hold it, but it's hot. So again, don't do that at home. That can get pretty dangerous. We were behind a barrier and had armor and everything else, but it is cool, interesting info. I mean, it shows you the total power of the 500 Bushwhacker. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope to see you at the next video. And until then, stay safe, have fun, and keep shooting.